Cape Town dad, 72, suffocated while gagged by burglars. In Cape Town, a Panorama family is mourning the murder of their 72-year-old father, believed to have died a hero after he was tied up and suffocated in a violent home invasion. Husain Mukadam was laid to rest yesterday after he died in the early hours of Tuesday when 3 unknown men gained entry into his home in President Brand Crescent at around 1 a.m. Mukadam was with his wife when the incident happened. She was also tied up but survived. His devastated son, Mustafa Mukadam, said the suspects entered through the backyard when there was an unsecured area. He said they jumped through 3 yards to get to his place. He wasn't shot. What happened was there was a major struggle, said a grief-stricken Mustafa. My parents live on one side of the house, which is interconnected by a door, and my family is on the other side. They basically tied his arms and his feet with bed sheets and put something on his mouth. He was quite badly bruised. I think he may have suffocated, but there were no shots or anything like that. When I found him, he was lying on his stomach and had his face flat on the floor. Mustafa said his mother managed to set herself free. My mom was also tied up with zip ties. She was also on the floor for 5 hours, waiting for me to come in. They didn't scream for help. They probably didn't want me to come from my side. I think my dad was a hero who knew I had 3 small children. The struggle happened. His action resulted in his fatality. He actually saved us. This happened between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. and I went into their house at 7 a.m. because my dad took my children to school every day. It was the school run time. My mother heard my wife talking to my daughter, and she crawled into the kitchen and united her feet, and she came and opened the door. Mustafa said his father was a paraplegic after 2 hip replacements. He couldn't really fight anyone. He was an elderly man. My parents are pensioners. The suspects stole a TV and TV box, but Mustafa said they still needed to ascertain what else was missing from the house. He said they had been living in the area for more than a year. I stayed in Pearl Valley for 20 years, but in the past 5 or 6 years, there was a massive change. This shows that you have to protect your property at all times, especially from opportunistic guys. I don't believe we were targeted, but this was an opportunistic crime. We are working people and my parents are pensioners. If this was an organized crime, they would not have waited until we fell asleep. They would have come even during the day to attack. These are scholars, petty criminals. There have been a lot of burglaries in the area. Family and friends gathered for Husain Mukadam's janaza or funeral yesterday before proceeding to Masjid Al-Tuba in Panorama. The World Councillor in Panorama, Jessel Visser, sent her condolences to the family. My heartfelt condolences go out to the family and loved ones affected by this senseless crime. I'm working closely with the SAPS, PWP Neighborhood Watch, and other relevant authorities to ensure that every possible resource is being utilized to bring those responsible to justice. The safety and security of our community remains a top priority, and I will continue to advocate for enhanced measures to protect our residents, Visser said. Pearl Community Policing Forum Chairperson Shakir Smith said that house-breaking incidents happen from time to time. Residents should always be prepared for something that might happen, so they should always lock their doors for their own security. But I believe this was just opportunistics who did this. You can't police just cases as the murder. There is not much anyone can do other than protecting themselves at home. Police spokesperson Wesley Twee said Pearl officers registered murder and house robbery cases for investigation. According to reports, the victims and the family were asleep in their homes when unknown Suspects entered the premises and tied the victims up. The victims were found by a family member who united them. A 72-year-old man was declared deceased by medical personnel on the scene. The cause of death forms part of the police investigation. The suspects fled the scene with a television set. Anyone with any information about this incident is kindly requested to contact Crime Stop at 08600 10111. On the other hand, Cameroonian nationals arrested for allegedly manufacturing counterfeit currency. 2 Cameroonian nationals appeared in the Pretoria Magistrates Court in Gauteng on Wednesday for allegedly manufacturing counterfeit currency from South Africa and the United States of America. Jude Yaya Oka and Ivan Sokor Tiku made a brief appearance, the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, known as Hawks, said. Gauteng Hawks spokesperson Captain Lloyd Ramova said a multidisciplinary team pounced on a residence in Silver Lakes, Pretoria. The Pretoria-based Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team, in collaboration with the SAPS K9 unit as well as the South African Reserve Bank representatives, operationalized information received from counter and security intelligence, crime intelligence, Ramova said. He said the team descended on the Silver Lakes premises along Ferreira Street at Fountains Residential Estates. A self-storage unit was subjected to a search. This was after the 2 suspects were interviewed. Inside the storage were black plastic bags that the accused were busy loading into a nearby parked motor vehicle, Ramova said. Counterfeit currency and equipment were seized. Counterfeit South African rands and counterfeit US dollars, as well as a printer that was used to produce the fake money, were seized. The pair has been charged for contravention of the Currency Act and the violation of the Reserve Bank Act, Ramova said. The duo made a brief court appearance and the matter had been postponed until September 10th for a formal bail application. The men remain in custody. On the other hand, alleged extortion kingpin Chief Mareke killed in shootout with Eastern Cape Police. The Eastern Cape Police have confirmed that the alleged extortion racket kingpin, Chief Sakumzi Dalinzolo Mareke, has been killed following the shootout with police on Wednesday. 2 other men were also fatally wounded and a police officer was recovering in hospital after sustaining a gunshot wound in the gun battle. Provincial Police spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Sibokazi Mawisa said the South African Police Service SAPS National Intervention Unit NIU were involved in the operation in Mthatha West. On completion of the operation, members proceeded to their unit premises at the embassy building in Mthatha. On their way, they noticed that they were being followed by 2 vehicles, a Nissan Qashqai and a Toyota Fortuner, Mawisa said. She said that when officers arrived at their unit, the 2 vehicles stopped behind them and the occupants alighted and opened fire. Police retaliated, fatally wounding the 3 men, Mawisa said. She said the wounded policeman was rushed to hospital for further treatment. One of the deceased, Sakumzi Mareke, aged 42, is a person of the interest in several extortion cases in Mthatha, police said. Firearms and ammunition were also recovered at the scene. A case of attempted murder has been opened as well as an inquest docket that will be handed over to the Independent Police Investigative Directorate IPID for investigation. Mareke has been linked to several cases of extortion incidents at schools in Mthatha. Just this week, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu named the Eastern Cape as one of 4 provinces with the highest levels of crime across the country, with extortion topping the list. Delivering a statement during the National Assembly NA sitting, Mchunu said there is an operational plan between provincial and local governments to integrate resources to fight hate scourge of extortion. The Eastern Cape Police Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nomteteleli Mene, described the attack on police as shocking and despicable. The members are urged to be on alert at all times and must always heed safety precautionary measures and be operationally ready, Mene said. And that's it from Egypt's crimes. Stay tuned to ASA criminal and correctional updates.